Testing 1 2 3. What 1 2 3. All right, we're gonna try to make this one quickie with the chickie. What's up, gravel lovers? I just did another race, and you probably can tell that right now I am not in Colorado. I'm back home. Just got back about 2 days ago. Yeah, dude, this race was freaking insane. I did Steamboat gravel. Give you a little background about what happened before the race. So I actually got there a week ahead, thinking, man, I'm just gonna, do a little bit of acclimation, get ready for this race. So I hiked a 14er, as one does. Went out to Leadville, hiked Mount Elbert. Super sick, beautiful views. But low-key kind of killed me. But I think it was so well worth it. But yeah, dude. Let's dive into Steamboat, because Steamboat gravel was insane. If you guys don't know what Steamboat gravel is, it's a race series that happens in Steamboat. It's like a whole weekend event, so they have like activities going on throughout the time there. It technically starts on Thursday and goes all the way to Sunday. Sunday's like the actual race day. You have an amateur black race day course, and then you have the pro race day course. The pros did, I think, 117-ish miles, correct me if I'm wrong, and then amateurs did 80, which is what I ended up doing. And the course is a 2-lap course, so it's a closed course circuit, and you do 2 laps, each at 40 miles. So yeah, dude, Steamboat is honestly, it's such a vibe. If you haven't been, I would totally recommend. It's got that like Western cowboy vibe. I went over to, before like the expo stuff, went over to this really old cowboy store. I think it was called FM Light and Sons. And of course, had to get a freaking hat. And yeah, of course, I had to go check out the rodeo that happened Saturday night. What up, guys? We're getting the full rodeo experience out here in Steamboat. It's gonna be sick. Got to get amped before our big boy gravel race tomorrow. If you haven't been to a rodeo, bro, I would totally recommend, because it was so much fun. There's like so much culture in there that I literally don't know anything about, but I totally respect it. Seeing those guys doing bronc riding, just smacking their backs, bro, don't understand that. I would definitely need a chiropractor like for the rest of my lifetime. Oh man, race day was kind of wild. It's Sunday morning, we're getting ready. The race technically happened in Hayden, Colorado, which is about 30 to 40 minutes out of Steamboat. So had to wake up really early.
Good morning, guys. It is 4:30 in the morning, and just woke up for SBT gravel.
Get in the car, drive over there, but feeling a little sleepy, just trying to get a couple calories in, get your coffee and whatnot. What up? Good morning from Hayden, Colorado. About to do a 80-mile gravel race. Hopefully the bike's dialed. And yeah, race is about to start. And I'm like slowly going into like the corral of people there, and my coworker Bruce, who's a freaking baller of a gravel cyclist, like, bro, come to the front. And I'm like, oh no, dude. Bruce out here trying to get me on the front lines. I don't know about this. This might be a bad move. We'll see. All right. We'll see about that one. I'm just like, bro, like, I already know this is going to be such a fast-paced race. It's going to be kind of sketchy to, start off the front, but I'm like, whatever. Let's just full send. Let's do this. So I get to the front, and the horn goes off, and the race begins. And oh my goodness, I have never ridden with like this many people. I know I said that in the last race, but this one, I think we had about 400 to 500 male participants and about like 300 females. So it was a freaking stacked course. There was a ton of people, and you're just really not trying to domino out there. I don't know if you can tell in this one part, but there's this one lady that just like started yelling. I took my hands off the handlebars for like a few seconds, and you just hear her yelling. She was definitely the Peloton police out there. So yeah, this first section, before you hit gravel, you're just on road for a while. What was crazy is in this front lead group that I was riding with for like 10 miles, we were probably averaging around 26 miles per hour. So we were cooking, dude. But honestly, you know how much drafting helps you when you're out there? It's so insane because there's literally no trees. It's not like out in Tennessee where I'm used to riding, where you're like covered with trees around, so the wind doesn't really become a big issue. But out here, wind was a freaking massive issue. Yeah, so at this point, I'm talking to this one guy next to me that also had a light speed, and he's like, bro, I don't think I can push 300 watts for this entire race. I'm like, yeah, I think we got to let this front group let them loose, let them do their thing, because pushing 300 watts for 80 miles is a death trap. So decided to pull back. You can kind of see that group kind of taking off. There's this one guy that, I don't know, apparently had the legs to try to catch up with them. Yeah, I wasn't necessarily as aggressive on this one as I was with Cheesy because of the elevation, you know? Wasn't trying to completely wreck myself. Because I knew we kind of start on a climb, so this is kind of the first climb. You can see these cows here running next to us. So sick. So here, you know, I'm like trying to find like 2 or 3 people to draft with, or try to pass them. The very unfortunate thing, though, you can see this guy in front of me with this like teal bike. I think it's a Rebel. I was staying very close to him, and he did not move out of the way for some cow poop, and I just got that thing just flung all over me. I think we're gonna see it here coming up. Oh yeah, right here. Boom! Oh my gosh, that was so bad. I literally had it like all over my gloves, all over my shifters. I like looked down, you can see like I stopped my GoPro because I was just like not in a good mood at this moment. I'm like, you've literally got to be kidding me right now. I have freaking cow poop all over me. Like it was like sprayed on my jersey, on my shorts, on my leg. I looked down, I was like, I don't even want to like try to sip out of this water bottles because there's like cow crap all over it. Yeah, so we're still on this climb. Caught up with like a bigger group here. At this point, I'm like, all right, let's like slowly try to pass some people. At this point, I think you can kind of see my gloves kind of hanging over the top of the footage here. I was trying to go like mega arrow and try to like, try to go almost like in a TT position. I don't know if you're allowed to do that or not at Steamboat, but I did it there. Mainly trying to just catch up with this group here to get on their wheel and get a good draft going. Okay, so after that, you know, that longish kind of climb, we kind of crest over. You can kind of see the aid station over here. But yeah, I get to the top here, and the descent begins. Down this descent. I think my top speed was like 44 miles an hour here. It's so funny, dude. Like, people who ride gravel, a lot of them are road bikers, and they do not know what to do on dirt, so they get freaked out about descending or turns. Look again, past that guy so quick. So satisfying. All right, guys, we're about 30 miles in, chewing on my Martin bar. This thing's pretty good, actually. Really feeling the elevation, not gonna lie. I also think my GoPro died. Holy crap. It's like, it's not necessarily too steep, but I can't freaking catch my breath here. What the heck? All right, let's get it. This is Heidi. She was a big baller. Kind of yo-yoed around with her for, you know, a good 50, 60 miles worth of the race. She ended up passing me toward the end, but yeah, she was really good. And then we have this one guy in front of me. Again, another single speeder. This guy was actually starting to, he was like yelling. We were like on the first lap. And on that, I don't know if it was that 12% climb, but it was like a little bit earlier. He was just not having it. He was just yelling. Kind of see me here in the shadows here, getting a little sip in. Biggest thing to do, honestly, at this race is just always be hydrated, especially if you're not from Colorado. All right, so we just crested over that hill and we're doing another descent. Got Mr. Single Speed here in front of me. Gonna give him a quick pass. Yeah, so those like cars went ahead of us over here, so that's why it's like super dusty. It's also dusty from having like 300 people or whatever, 200 people in front of you riding, so. You can see people over there to the right. We got like a nice 90-degree turn over here. Again, I'm like coming in these corners and people are yelling at me to slow down. See, I would have tried taking this guy on the inside, but he was looking a little loose there, you know? So I had to take him on the outside. This is about like the halfway point, I think, of the course. Or of like that circuit of like the loop. So just trying to give it all I got right here. Holy crap. Got some steep stuff. And then here we are, back on that Champagne gravel. Is it road, is it gravel? We don't know. But it's smooth as can be. Yeah. Trying to pass this one lady. Shout out to Lightspeed, another Lightspeed out there, sick. A couple people out there with mechanicals you could see up to the right. I'm really cruising, I'm kind of tugging here. You can kind of see in my shadow. There's like a few braking bumps. Look at that water bottle. Okay, that was probably one of the most sketchiest things to try to watch out for. Is people were literally just chucking their trash and their water bottles all over the place. So you have to watch out for that because you didn't want to freaking go OTB because someone chucked their freaking Precision Nutrition bottle on the ground. Yeah, I loved the speed here. This part was so sick. Yeah, I ran into this one Lightspeed person again, passing them. Again, I think I yo-yoed with them quite a bit too during the race. This guy too over here on the right was also with me quite a bit. I like lost him a little bit on the second lap and then somehow found him again. Oh shoot, we got yellow jersey, Tour de France. Alright, I'm back in the draft group right now. I think we're getting like toward the last climb here on the circuit. Somehow bump back into Heidi and those team of girls, so had to hop on the wheel here. I did pull a little bit for them too, all right, guys, so it wasn't just me hanging out in the back. Mr. Single Speeder, I swear that guy's just like teleporting all over the place. So after we finished like that last long freaking climb on the circuit, so basically how the course looked like, you had a very long climb at the beginning, then you would descend, then there was like a few little tiny punchy ones, and then again at the end you had like another really long climb. And when I mean long, it wasn't like a hard long, it was just like constant climbing, but like only at like a maybe 3% grade. So like nothing like too bad in context, but when you're up at elevation, it's so hard to breathe. But yeah, after that, then you kind of descend, you have these cool little like switchbacky looking spots, and then you get onto the road again. What's up, guys? We're out here, second lap going down, 40 miles in. Let's get it. Everyone's stoke level's high, I think. I don't know what's stoke levels going on over here, guys. Got with the haze. We're doing good, I think. Let's get it.
Yeah, 'cause Edith likes eating at East of Eden, where Wendy works on Wednesday evenings, and Donnelly does her laundry 2 doors down. So when I'm out to eat with Edith, I'm always worried Wendy's watching, and equally that Donnelly's gonna be around. And what's worse is Wendy.
So I had to hop on this party train right here to kind of work through the wind, because there was definitely a headwind over here. Yeah, we're just really trying to work as a team in this section. Like everyone's like taking turns pulling wheels. So this is kind of ending the first loop. And here we go. You can kind of see there's a group of people here cheering for us. Kind of fun. Again, thrown out, had some hand ups there for some bottles. So at this point we're like at, I don't know, like 42 miles in. And I was feeling pretty good, you know. So yeah, I really tried to hang with this group, and you know, I was losing energy. You know, I downed a Red Bull right before we got onto the second loop. You know, it worked for like maybe 5 miles, and then it was gone. Didn't really last very long. Granted, it was one of those like smaller Red Bulls that has like what, like 80 to 100 milligrams of caffeine, so nothing more than a gel. And I had to let these group of girls go. Couldn't hang on their wheel for too long. They were crushing it. All right, guys, so it's getting pretty freaking toasty. I just got dropped by a group of girls, but they're freaking on it right now. I think all of them are local. Actually, I know all of them are local. Talked to some of them. Holy crap. I'm just gonna let them do this climb, and then I'm gonna mob the downhill. That's been my strategy so far, because these people do not know how to make turns. All right, woo, 46 miles in, baby. Let's get it. And so then I was cruising by myself for a little bit, and you know, started that first climb. Heidi, one of the girls that also got dropped, was like, yo, you wanna work together? You wanna try to like do some drafting here and work through this more flatter section? I'm like, sure. I'm like, I don't know how much energy I have, but let's go for it. So, you know, I said I would start pulling. So I pulled for her for, I don't know, maybe a mile, 2 miles. And then I motioned for her to try to help me out. And she definitely had more juice in the legs, because she cooked me. She passed me there. And I'm like, all right, well, Heidi, we'll see you at the finish, I guess. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's racing, so can't be too upset about it, right? And so I kind of stopped recording for the second half, just because I was really just trying to focus and lock in. I was getting very tired, and it was, oh geez, it was like so hard to breathe. Like, I honestly think this was probably one of the harder things I've done in my lifetime. And you know, it could have been a series of things why I was so tired on race day. The fact that I was standing for 2 days straight at an expo and that I hiked the 14er the weekend before, you know, all could have played in. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with how I felt overall. And so, you know, I'm crunching. And right before the last long climb of the second loop, the pros started to roll by, and oh my goodness, dude, they are on another level, dude. Keegan, Brennan, and I think Ian. I don't know, I couldn't really tell. I whipped out my phone as quick as I could and tried to get some phone clips because my GoPro died.
Woo! Dang, there they are. The big boys. Too bad we can't jump on their wheel, you know?
And so yeah, I'm getting on this last long climb. I knew it was going to be kind of long, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't think it was that long. But I did only see this once, so, you know, the mind fools you sometimes. So I really didn't think it was going to be that long. And I had one more Red Bull, and I told myself that I would drink it when I crested at the top of this hill because I needed, you know, just that last little boost for like, I think once you finish the circuit loop, you have like 5 miles on a separate road that gets to the finish. So I'm like, that's going to be my motivation and my boost to get me to the finish. So barely made it to the top, and my legs were starting to cramp. I've never experienced that, but my legs were, I think I was just overheating. It was pretty hot that day. It was like maybe 85, 86, and you're just closer to the sun. You're just getting cooked. I was wearing a black jersey too, so that didn't help. I grabbed one of the hand-ups, tossed my old bottles, and was mainly using them just to cool myself down than for hydration. Like, I was just spraying those things on my legs, on my head, and man, it made a real world of a difference to just kind of cool off the legs.
All right, I just finished like the freaking most annoying climb of my life. Now we have a 6 descent. We're at 69 miles in, so woo, 10-ish miles left to go, baby. Look at these views. Gang.
We get on that flat section. So the section that I was working with the group of girls that kind of caught up with me on the first loop, I'm there, but I'm there without a group. And the headwind is, I think, worse than what it was earlier in the day. So I'm battling, and I'm looking down at my Garmin, and I'm noticing, yo, I'm actually so close to the finish, and I'm looking at my time, and it's like, I don't know, maybe I was like 4:07, 4:10, and I'm like, yo, I bet I could push for like a 4 hour and 30 something minute finish. I'm like, that would be insane for an 80 miler.
Yeah, boy.
So I really try to tuck. Like, I like tuck in, try to go into like a TT position, arms kind of hanging over the bars. And, you know, I tried doing that for 2 miles, and legs were not doing well. I was starting to lose juice. So I went back into like a normal position, and Mr. Lightspeed catches up with me, the guy with the flint. He's all tucked, and he's in a good mood, so it kind of puts me in a good mood, and I'm like, all right, let's finish this thing, dude. And so he passes me. I try to hang on his wheel, but again, didn't have the juice in the legs. And I make this turn, and notice we have this one little stupid punchy hill before we get to the finish. And man, I was huffing and puffing, I was yelling, and I tried like spraying some more water on myself there. And at this point, so I sent this like live track text to my mom so she could kind of watch through from home of, you know, how I was doing on the race. And I guess she saw I was getting close to the finish, so she decides to call me. And I'm like, man, I can't be talking right now. Like, I answered, but I'm like, I need to conserve as much energy right now. Like, I don't have any brain cells left in me or anything in my muscles. And so I'm like, yo, I'm sorry, Mom, but I'm gonna need to hang up. So I hung up, and I really gave it my all at that point. I'm like, all right, let's push it. So I was probably trying to push around like 250 watts there. Made it that last corner, and could see the finish. Tried hitting the GoPro to see if there was any juice left in it to try to get the finish shot, but of course did not have any more juice in there.
Oh, come on!
And I'm punching, I'm going as hard as I can, and did a little hop at the end, and finished it, guys. Are we cooking in here, sir?
It's the wax chain. It's the secret to victory.
All right, USBT cowgirls and cowboys, make sure to get that stallion tuned up. We got some experts over here to get your ride all ready. Yeah! Holy. Oh yeah, Bruce is getting it ready over there. Nope. We want that full service, bro. Anyone, but you know, I might be thinking of doing maybe a 70.3 next, or a full marathon. Comment down below what you guys want to see.